Replacing your truck's speakers is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to improve your sound quality. I'm Rodell, a sales manager here at Crutchfield, and I'm going to walk you through replacing the speakers of your 12th gen Ford F-150. The first step is choosing the right speakers and installation gear. We're going with 2 pairs of Kenwood's KFC-C6896PS. These are their 6x8-inch two-way performance series speakers, and we've confirmed that they'll fit both the front and rear doors in this 2013 F-150. Be sure to enter your exact vehicle information on Crutchfield.com to find out which speakers will fit and what additional installation gear you're going to need. In our case, we just need 2 pairs of Metra 725601 wiring harnesses. We chose these Kenwood speakers for 2 main reasons. 1, they're built out of much better materials than the factory speakers. That means we can expect better clarity, better bass, and better durability. 2, their coaxial design makes installation easy. They'll bolt right into the factory speaker locations. Our other option would have been component speakers, which typically use an external crossover and separate the tweeter from the woofer. That means mounting the crossover somewhere, a custom mount for the tweeter, and running some additional speaker wire. If that's the route you plan on taking, check out our separate video detailing how to install component speakers. For tools, you're going to need a basic socket set, small flat blade screwdriver, needle nose pliers, and some trim panel tools. If your F-150 is equipped with manual crank windows, you'll also need a T20 Torx, and if you're replacing rear speakers in a supercab truck, you'll need a T50 Torx to remove the seat bolt anchor. Now we're going to follow our vehicle-specific disassembly instructions to get to the factory speakers. Fun fact, these instructions were created by Ben and Wayne from our vehicle research team. They work with local dealerships to get access to all the vehicles in our database, disassemble each vehicle, document the steps involved, and turn that research into the disassembly instructions that are included for free when you buy car audio gear from Crutchfield. Step 1. Pry out the screw cover behind the front door release and remove the exposed 8mm screw. Step 2. Pry out the screw cover in the door pull cup and remove the exposed 7mm screw. Step 3. Remove the 2 1/4-inch screws from the bottom edge of the door panel. Step 4. Pry up the switch panel to release the 2 clips. Disconnect the wiring harnesses and remove the switch panel. Step 5. Lift the door panel to clear 10 tabs. Disconnect the wiring harnesses. And disconnect the door release cable to remove the door panel. The door release cable will have a cable housing that clips into a bracket. Pinch the tabs with your pliers and pull that housing from the bracket to allow enough slack to return the cable to align with the slot, and pull up to release the cable end from the latch. Step 6. Remove 4 5.5mm screws, securing the factory speaker, disconnect the wiring harness, and remove the speaker. Step 7. Connect the new wiring harness adapter to the new Kenwood speaker by sliding the connectors onto the speaker's terminals. There's a large terminal and a small terminal on each speaker, so the harness can only fit one way. Plug the other end of the harness into the factory wiring connector. Step 8. Secure the new speaker in place with the screws removed earlier. Now, you can reverse the steps to reinstall the door panel. Reconnect the door release cable, reconnect the wiring harnesses, lower the door panel back into place, reattach your switch panel, and reinstall all the screws and screw covers you moved earlier. Follow the exact same process for the passenger door speaker. Now, let's move on to the rear doors. Step 1. Starting at the top, pry out the rear window trim to release 2 clips and remove the panel. Step 2. Remove the 6mm screw exposed by removing that panel. Step 3. Pry out the screw cover behind the door release and remove the exposed 8mm screw. Step 4. Remove 2 1/4-inch screws along the bottom edge of the rear door panel. Step 5. Pry up the switch panel to release 2 clips. Disconnect the wiring harnesses and remove the switch panel. Step 6. Lift the door panel to clear 8 tabs. Disconnect the wiring harnesses and disconnect the door release cable to remove the door panel. Step 7. Remove 4 5.5mm screws, securing the factory speaker, disconnect the wiring harness, and remove the speaker. Step 8. Connect the new wiring harness adapter to the Kenwood speaker and plug the other end of the harness into the factory wiring connector. Step 9. Secure the new speaker in place with the screws removed earlier. Now, you can reverse the steps to reinstall the door panel and then repeat the process on the passenger side. If you have any questions about upgrading the audio in your truck, get in touch with us here at Crutchfield.